And this is Amit Garg. I'm going to give you a brief demonstration of my trading journal program that I have been using for the last many years. It is made with Excel. The one of the thing is that when you are watching this, it will be good if you will open or print the PDF file which is uh, attached with this. Because I will try to go in the same order, but many times I may just do differently. I've been using it for many years and I find it very useful. Think or Swim has to be open when you are using this Excel worksheet. This way it gives you live data from Think or Swim, and you can see the Greeks, the profit and loss, the current price, and some of the other things that you can see with the live data. When you download it, you have to enable the macros because macros have to be enabled. Only then you can get most of the features of the program. My program has 4 different worksheets. When one of them is new, that means this is the one where we use to enter the data for the new data and try to do the closing and opening and managing the Greeks. The next is the summary sheet. Summary sheet is the one where all the previously closed data is kept and it can be analyzed in different ways. The worksheet which is there, I use it mainly for analyzing my SPX trades and to see what was the total margin that I have used, how many trades were open at a given point of time. And I will give a demonstration of that later in this presentation. The next worksheet is all, which is made with the pivot table, and it uses the data from the summary sheet. And all the data is in this program. And this is a very powerful program, and most of the Excel users will know about it. And you will be able to analyze your data. I have the data the last 10, 12 years on this, and it is easy for me to see where I lost the money, where I made the money, which stocks were good for me. Now let us see if, let us see to see the features of the program. This program has all the column A has the headings or subheadings of different parts of the worksheet. Now, when I open this, okay, O is for opening that new trade. When we click at the button on the left side, that will open the trade. And it has 5 things are there. One of them is C, which we will use only when the trade is closed. Then O for the open trade, S for the summary of the trade, and we do not enter any data in the summary field because it is all calculated data. And the T data are all the transactions that we make on the trade. Now you can have, there 1 or 2 numbers are here. If you can click at number 1, that will close, not close, I mean that will close all the sub sheets of the sub trades. And if we click at 2, it will open all the trades which are there. So we usually keep it at 1 so that it is all the trades, the summary part of the trade or the main part of the trade is visible. You can see in the live trade, I have some of the trades which are live. You can see the profit and loss percentage. The margin is here. It gives what is my profit in that trade. It gives me what is my profit percentage. And these fields I have color coded. these are color coded fields. So if it is between 8 and 10 profit, it is yellow highlight. If it is between 10 and I think 25, it is green. If it is more than 25, it is blue. And if it is less than 50, it becomes red, which will be a red background, just to show that where the profit targets are and where my profit in the current trade is. For for adding that data in the O row, this is the header that goes with the O row. And whichever fields are green, we enter the data in those fields. Whichever the fields are red, we do not enter any data in the fields which correspond to the red, because they are all calculated fields. And if we enter the data in that, it will mess up the calculation and it will not give very accurate results. In this, so there are some fields which are yellow. For example, when we go down, the VIX, like when we open the trade, we can say what the VIX was. Like if this calendar trade was opened here, if we wanted to keep track of the VIX, we could say the VIX was 22.5 or whatever, and what was the VIX when the trade was closed. So that way it is there. Now when we go forward, now we can see the delta of the trade for this calendar. When we open the trade, we can put the delta what it was for the net delta, net theta, net vega, and the IV of the stock, so that later on we will be able to see where we stand and how the things worked. Now for opening the trade, I have already put the data there just to make it faster. Like I opened the calendar. Okay. Now we have to give a number to each trade, and the numbers are increased. Like here I have 1, 3, and 4. The trade number 2 has been closed, and this is number 5. So the next number when we use, which will be in this trade when we open, it will go as 5. And when we put at 5, and then you will see that the field, this automatically changes to 6. So that way we know the next trade number will be 6. And below the 5, if you see in these columns, I have put, once I put the 5 here, it goes 5.01, 5.02, 5.03, and an increment. So that way we know that the trades were entered in that particular order. Now, for this calendar trade, for example, I enter the trade. Now, the thing that I need to enter, I enter this trade ID. I enter the account number, account that I'm using. I just put test account. The calendar, I paid 415, so I just put it 415. You can put whatever you want. The equity is SPX. The expiration. Expiration, I just kept them as a blue color field just to make it a different color. And this is the expiration of the trade that we did. Now here in the trade type, I put calendar. And the open date when we opened the trade was 3/12. When we go further out, this field is the close date. This will be used only when we close the day, when we close the trade. The days to entry is 23 days, and days in the trade is 4. I have been in the trade for 4 days. I put my margin there. What was my original margin? If I do some adjustments in the trade and additional margin is done, then I have to put the extra margin here. So when I start, I put these both as the same number. But if I had done the adjustment and margin becomes 14,000, so I will just have to manually enter that. But since I have not made adjustment here, so margin will show 10,000. And the 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 profit and loss, which is automatically calculated, so we don't enter it. Profit and loss here is the percentage, and this is color coded. All of these are mentioned in the PDF file, so you can see there for the details. I use the word L or S for the long Vega and short Vega trade. And I just, once I put the L, I just made it green color, so it is easy for me to see how many are long Vega trades, how many are the short Vega trades that I have. Now, when I open the trade, the equity open. So this is the price where I open the trade, 5601. This is the live price. Actually, when we close it, we will change it. But this is a live price of SPX at this time. It is a weekend, so the numbers are from the Friday's close. But in the regular days, this number will keep on changing. This shows the profit and loss from the open. And as we go forward, and this shows the profit and loss percentage. I mean the percentage change of the equity. As you can see, percent change. Now the other trade that I have opened is the Roth in my Roth, just named as Roth account. And I put a put credit spread for 325, and these are self-explanatory. Now, when we put the transaction in the T section, the transaction area, this is the header for that, and this also is the header for the transactions. So any field which are red, you do not enter any data because they're all calculated. But which is green, you enter the data, and I use something called CPS, which is a call, put, or stock. So if you use a put, you just put or call or stock. The quantity that we do, the buy date, the buying price. If we want to keep track of the IV when we bought it, I used to do it before, but I don't do it anymore. But it is available there, especially for the newbies, so that they will know how the IV has been changing for when you buy that. Now for this calendar, I did this, then or the put credit spread, then I sold it on 312, and my sell price was this. I can put the IV of the IV of the option when I sold it. So that way it is easy for me to keep track of the IV. And when I go down further here, this column shows the current IV of the stock of that particular option. So we will know whether the IV increased or IV decreased, and here are the Greeks for the individual options that we had the delta, theta, and vega. In this area is the net Greek of my trade. Like this for the put credit spread. So this for the calendar. So the delta is 0, theta is 1008, and vega is 1200. So it's a positive vega trade, which we know from the calendar. It is a positive vega trade. Now, the another trade that I had put in there is the for in the IRA account, Micron. I put ATMCD. I just used those abbreviations at the money called diagonal, because I do, as I think many of you know, that I do lot of diagonals, and at the money called diagonal, and I opened the trade. This was my expiration date, this was my open date, and all the fields are all self-explanatory. Once I close one of the trade, I will show you what all I do once I close the trade. Now, sometimes what will happen, okay, when any, like in the Micron trade that I did, I bought a call for 95 strike call on 224 for 1099, and I sold on 224 I sold 104 call for $26. I bought it back on March 4th for 6 cents. So as soon as I close the trade, that means bought and buy and sell are all closed, this field will become light brown color. So I know that these trades have been closed. Here in this column, but you can see days in trade. So where it says D8D, that means the trade is closed. And if it says 20 or 12 or anything else, that means the trade is open. So I just made it so that it is easy to see that D means 8 days, the trade closed in 8 days. This shows me the profit and loss in that particular trade. And here in this, and the header of the S row, this is my profit and loss for the closed trades. And here it shows profit and loss for the open trades. And here it shows the net profit and loss. Sometimes it gets confusing, but once you read my PDF file, I think you might have to read it more than once to make it clear. And I have in the PDF file I have mentioned as to where you do not enter the data, where you can enter the data, the color coding for the dates that I have. Like if it is today's date, it will be yellow color. Yesterday's date will be green color. The 2 days ago date will be blue color, and 3 days date will be gray color, like the gray background. That way it is easy to keep track as to when the closing, as to when we close the date, when we close any certain part. For example, if I put the date here, 3/14, you will see that it will have a blue background. And as soon as I put it here, you see that this trade got closed, but I have not closed this trade. So I'm just going to delete that. So this trade is still open. But this I just made it so it is just easier to see from the color coding, at least for the last 3 days. Okay, let me show you something like when I close the trade, what all I do in there. For example, for this calendar trade which I had, I closed it. I closed that trade on 3/11. No, I did not close on 3/11. I closed it on 3/14. So in the close date, I will put the date 3/14, and for then I put the date here under the sell date for my option. I sold it on 3/14 and I sold it for 93.56. Then I bought it here on 3/14 and I bought it for 88.91. And here it gives me the profit, which was 11% profit. Total profit $1,104. Total duration in the trade was 2 days. So I know that this trade is closed. As you see that when trade is closed, these fields become light brown in color. And here where it says the days left, this shows this field becomes closed. Now, a lot of these fields have formulas. So I want to convert those formulas to the actual text. And for that, what I need to do, I highlight the complete trade, like from this O, and I go all the way up to the end. Okay, one thing that I did not mention, which is there, like here are the adjustment points where for all the trades I have, like SPXL on the low side and SPXL H on the high side. So my low for this calendar was 55.60, high was 57.20 for adjustment. And for my put credit spread, these were my place where I have to make the adjustment. Then at the top here, in these two fields, we see the total or the uh, adjustment point, combined adjustment point for all the trades. Like for the lowest side, I have to adjust 55.60. The high side, I have to adjust 5700. This also shows up here like 55.60 and 5700. And as you see here, it says break even on the low, break even on the high. Then how far away from the break even is 79 points? How far away is 61 points? So I know by just watching this number, I'm able to figure it out if my adjustment point for the trade, for my all the trades combined is there or not. And if it reaches that, then I have to make the adjustment for those things. Now, now when I need to close this trade, so as I said, I highlight this trade all the way from there, go down, then right click, and it will say copy. And then at right click again and paste value. It says paste values. So what it will do, it will convert all the formulas to the actual number. So, and then what I also do, I also delete this because I don't want them to show up again for the calculation. I also like to delete these fields which are the Greeks, which were the Greeks and in the S headers, which I don't need them, but when I can leave them there, but I just delete them so that it just looks little bit clean on that side. Now, the other thing that I will do, from the O, I will change it to C. That means it is closed. And since I have already copied all of it, so what I will do, I will, the blank fields which are there, I'm going to delete these blank fields because I don't have any need to keep those blank fields. So highlight them all and delete row. So those are deleted. Now this trade is closed. I mean, how to get it out of my trade log? For that, what I need to do, I click at this button here. I'll give the description in the PDF file. Click at this button. I make sure that the COST and blank, C is not highlighted or not checked. I click OK, and then I press the button number 1 here. So now you will see that the trade is closed and it is not visible here. The other thing as I show, I mean, here in these two trades which I have, okay, here I should have labeled the day trade as diagonal, which I did not do, but and the profit and loss, 258 profit here, 1080 profit here, 258 loss. So my net profit and loss shows up here for all my open trades. Now, the other thing which I should have done before, which I did not do, but I will show you so I'm just going to, or maybe I will, because the trade which I was closed, I want to put that trade in the summary section. So let me show you the thing, the trades which have been closed. If I click at this icon again, and I remove all the fields and only put the C. So it will show me all my closed trades. These were my closed trades. One was double diagonal that I closed in 2 days for 10% profit. And this calendar I closed in 2 days for 11% profit. So what I like to do is like this calendar when I closed it, that is it is in the PDF file you will see the details from this from here up to here. I will highlight that. I will control C for copy. Right click, control C for copy and put them in the summary section. Go to the summary section, put it here and control V or the paste. So that trade, I think it should have, I think I made a mistake there. Let me, actually I made a mistake. I should have copied it in a different area or because I used a different field. So when I highlight that, I right click, copy and come here and right click here actually and paste, paste value. I think because I made the mistake, so it is all messed up. So I will try to fix it, then we'll come back again. I'm sorry, I think I messed up in copying the trade, but I did it the same way before. Some of the fields were messed up because they were copied in the wrong area. So the formatting was changed. So I just fixed the formatting and the trade was closed with $11 profit there, 11% profit there. The Now the one of the things that will see like here when I was showing you that we were only seeing the closed trades and if we click it at one here, so it will just show the summary of those closed trades and it will give me the actual profit loss in all the closed trades was 10.94% profit. Now we can see all the trades here if we want by selecting all and clicking this and then clicking one, and this is these are all the closed trades and open trades are here, and it shows the net profit and loss with the maximum margin, total margin and profit loss on all the trades, which is here, open as well as closed trades. The one of the thing that we will you will so here if I don't want to see closed trades, and if we have to see the other trades. So now here it will show me all the open trades here and the summary of all the open trades and profit and loss. Now one of the question comes as to what to do when you are running out of these grids. Like we have, so now three or four grids are available, but we want to add more grids. So the way to do it is you go from any of the open field and highlight it till the end right click, which is copy, and go to this field and either control V, which is paste. So it is there. And then we can add more. We can add as many as we want. So it will show us. Now we will have about 20 or so fields will be open there. And you see that all these fields are open there. The similar thing we will need to do if we need to add more rows. Like for example, in my Micron trade, I know that I will run out of the rows here. So I need to open more rows here. And for opening more rows, what I need to do, I need to click, make sure that there is one blank row which is all the formulas there. I don't want to touch it. I go below that and I highlight 3 rows, right click it and insert rows. And then it will be, I can more rows I can insert. So now I have that many rows, but these rows don't have any formula there. I need to copy the formula. So for copying the formula, I will copy from this row. So I will go all the way to the right till the end of the grid. Right, go to the lower right corner, left click it and drag it down to the end. So now all of these will show the formula there. And for example, you will see the formula like for the Greeks, the theta, this is a formula for the Greeks. So all these fields will have the proper formula. But if we make any changes in that, or if we write any data there, it will mess up the formula and that will not give any accurate information. The one other thing I want to show you about the summary sheet and as to how to analyze that. And what I will do, I will try to put, I will not put where I have the whole lot more data, so it is easy to see. Like in the summary sheet, we want to see that with all, because this shows me here, for example, in the closed trades, I can filter that any way I want. In the closed trades, I have it for February and March. So it shows February and March. And I only want to see diagonal trades. In the trade type, I removed all of them and click the diagonal. And it will show me all my diagonal trades, the profit and loss in the diagonal trades, the net profit and loss at the top, the total number of trades I took for 35, my average, max win, max loss, average margin, those things are there. Now in the diagonal, I only want to see, for example, IWM. So I just do only IWM. So I can see all the IWM trades. If I want to, but when I want to see all the trades, so I click here and select all. And in the diagonal field, I will select all. This is a trade for now, but for example, I want to see my SPX trades, for example. So SPX trades, okay. And I only want to see them for the month for 2024. So I remove all of them, 2024. And when I click it here, it shows me all the trades, SPX trade that I have had for 2024, my profit loss, total trades, this one, max wins this one, maximum loss is this much. So and then, but so that way we can filter it any way we want. And I only want to see them I only want to see them for March. I had a big loser in March. So March I have a, because I have some big losers were there in March. So they are all my SPX trade for March. This is something which is, I have it, which shows all my SPX trades. There are some special formulas that I have put in there, and it whatever time frame I choose. For example, I choose the 25 and 24. So it will tell me the maximum number of the open trades are here for that time frame, certain time frame of the where the trades were open. The maximum number of trades open at any given point of time were 9. The maximum margin, maximum risk at any given point of time was 106,000, which is basically a lot of trades were open. So that was the time when the maximum risk was there. And then the average profit, the maximum loss, maximum profit. So all these are calculated fields. And I mean, I can go in more detail, but I don't think it is that important to go in more details. Now this all is the pivot table. And here I have the data for the last, I think, 12 years. And it shows me all my accounts, and then will show me like January, February, March, how much I made on Apple, my total profit, grand total for all the things. So, and this is a very powerful table, but once we start putting the data there, then, I mean, if any of you guys are interested and have Excel knowledge, then you can work on that and see that. But all these fields are there, and they are in the worksheet that I'm sharing. It is there also. So here, whatever dates I have closed, like I put some of the trades that I have closed from my account, so that at least easy to see. I only want to see the, for example, the diagonals here. So I only look at the diagonals, and that will tell me what was my profit and loss. The diagonals here, or anything else. I mean, you want to see the butterflies and then or the diagonals. So that way it shows that average at the top. They're all self-explanatory. All that description is given in the worksheet also. And I don't know how much it will help when whatever I talked about, but I'm not a good speaker, and I have never recorded a video. This is one of my first video that I'm recording. It has been going on for almost 50 minutes, I think. 50 minutes, something like that. And if there is any questions, you can send me the message on Discord. And if any of you guys are interested to have a live demo in the one of the Sheridan classes, in the morning I can give that live discussion there again. I'm there on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings most of the time. So in one of those days I can discuss these in more details. There are a whole lot more things that I can do with this, but I cannot discuss all of them in one sitting because I don't I don't when I cannot explain the data very well, but in the specific questions, if somebody has, I can explain the data there. I hope it helps. And if any questions, let me know. And I hope some of you guys will be able to use these spreadsheets, and that might be helpful. So if you find it useful, let me know. Thanks a lot for watching it and listening to my voice. And it is, I think, Sunday evening here right now. So, okay, then thanks a lot. Okay, bye. I'm going to end the meeting now.